Alrighty, welcome back to International Dyno Authority, where we don't have any cars, trucks, side-by-sides, four-wheelers today. We have a twin-cylinder Africa Twin VFR 1000cc. No, that's not a VFR. CRF.
You were doing great.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Alrighty, today the fine folks from HP Attic have joined us here one more time at International Dyno Authority. Welcome, and you're going to be treated to a video today about a Africa Today, welcome back to International Dyno Authority. The fine folks are here from HP Attic, and they brought us an Africa Twin 1000. They put an upgraded cam in it that's a little bit more duration. We're going to do some testing, we're going to do just a bit of tuning, and we're going to see what kind of performance we can get out of this machine here at International Dyno Authority, and we'll report all those numbers to you. All right, we just made a few passes, and the idea here is to get some data. So we knew from the factory this is usually around 86 horsepower with this cam in it, which is a custom cam from another Honda. Actually, it has a bit more duration, so exhaust and intake duration, the same lift. So with that exhaust and intake duration, we're seeing a kind of a big swing in where the torque is. The peak torque is much sooner, and there's a lot more there. When you put these on the dyno stock, they're making sometime around 65, 66 foot-pounds of torque, and this one is making closer to 73 foot-pounds of torque. Also, it's making 91.8 horsepower, and it pretty much holds that all the way. This curve here is what you want to see. It never really falls. It just keeps going and going and going. And right here, you hit the rev limiter. There's a bit more power everywhere because, of course, there's a bit more duration. Duration gives you a change of where your power is, and it will also make the best out of your lift. If you truly want to make just a horsepower queen out of your motorcycle, put a lot more lift in. It'll make it so that the horsepower falls off sooner, but it'll make more horsepower at a peak. Not exactly what you want to do with this style of engine. You want to have a nice roll-on, long torque curve. That's exactly what he's getting here. The air fuel that we're reading at this point from the AFR gauge in the tailpipe is reading really lean, which we would expect. If you put a cam in an engine and hasn't been tuned, you have to tell the engine, hey, I need to add some fuel. So I'll be interested to see on the next step if we can get into something like, we're only seeing, I don't even think we tickled 14 AFR. We're in the 15. The bigger the number, the leaner it is. And we're seeing 17, 16, and 15 at the very top. So it's extremely lean. It could use a bit more fuel for sure. We'll see what the auto tuner does and see what it reads for air fuel.
I adjust the auto tune where it wants to be. So now we're just gonna be putting to 2 to 5% of throttle. We're gonna be 14.4. Between 10% and 100%, we're gonna go as far as 13.8. So from 13.4, 13.8, we're gonna play with that a little. We're gonna see where I'm gonna put it on my handlebars, and we'll see where it's reading and where it goes.
If it actually goes to the target.
Yeah, for sure.
We're setting a target fuel and asking it based on percentage of throttle to target a certain number, and then he's going to check and see, does it actually hit that target, or does it need a little bit more aggressive target to hit? And if so, does the power change once we hit that target, and do we need to change it more from there?
We should send that to the ECU.
All right, the difference between no tuning, adding a cam, putting in auto tune on there where it's pulling the data, but then you make some adjustments and you tell it, add fuel at 10% throttle, add fuel from 20% to 100, we could see the difference in horsepower. We went up from where it was making consistently 90 to 91 horsepower to 93, 94 horsepower. At one point it made a little bit more power, but the temperature was absolutely ideal. But at this point, now it's making 76 foot-pounds of torque all the way through. And I want to show you just the difference between two quick adjustments. All right, so this is run number 7 and run number 10. And we can see how it was dipping out here. And here, we've added fuel. From here to here, this is just pretty much ideal, perfect. From here on out, it gets a little bit rough, but that's auto-tuning. When you're auto-tuning, it looks at what the number is and then adds or takes away. Looks at it and then adds or takes away. So that's kind of where we are at this point. We could definitely see more horsepower coming out of it. The amount of time it took to get from A to B shrunk. This cam with this combination, once it has really good tuning software, it's gonna make another couple of horsepower on top of this. On this Honda Africa Twin that the guys from HP Attic brought us with the upgraded camshaft, we were able to test it with no tuning and then test it with the auto tune on there that is able to adjust the fuel and get a nice fuel curve throughout the range. When we have no tuning, it would make 90 horsepower. When we have the auto tune hooked up, it'll make 95 horsepower with the auto tune program put on it. It works good, it ran good, and we had a lot of fun working with the HP Attic guys today.